All right, so again, we are doing the core restore. We're just going to start face down, and then we'll move into. So we're going to do the core restore in reverse order. When you're laying face down, you can really pay attention to the position of your ankles and what the force of gravity is doing to your legs. Do you want the tops of your feet and the toenails touching the floor, pushing your toes to point? You can also dorsiflex the ankles to more of the bottom of the toes and tips of the toes touch the floor, which is what I'm doing right now. And that increases that ankle space. Here what we're going to do is we're going to lift the arms first and also exploring how does it feel through your neck and head. And right now we want that chin tucked a little bit so there's clearance on your nose and your forehead is touching. Seeing how that feels throughout your upper back, mid back. And then we're going to lift your arms up, keeping your head down, squeezing your shoulder blades back, opening the front of your chest. Reach your fingertips towards your feet. So this is really focusing on your upper and middle back, and then relax. We're going to do that once again. So here we are lifting your hands and arms, exploring how does it feel through your spine, through your muscles, through the back of the arms, through your low back, your feet, your ankles, and relax. And now we're going to keep your arms down. We're going to slowly lift your head and shoulders up, keeping the arms on the floor, just lifting through your mid and low back. Trying to keep your feet and legs on the ground, and then relax out of it. We're going to do that once again. Lifting your head and shoulders, lifting through your low back. Again, trying to lift only far enough that your legs stay down. And relax. Alright, we're going to move to seated torso rotation. So you can do this seated next to a wall, which is what I'm going to do. You can also do it in a doorway where you just sit with your legs through the door and you'd sit next to the frame. Here we want to sit up nice and tall. And we're almost trying to, keeping your spine extended, we almost want to kind of sit forward towards your feet and legs. We don't want your legs to shift when we're turning. At first we're going to turn away from the wall or the block. You can also do it near furniture, turning as far as you can until you feel tightness. Turn back. We're going to make contact. Now your motion gets blocked. It allows you to create a stronger contraction. Keep the glutes on the floor. A lot of times that inside glute likes to lift up. We're going to relax. Turn away as far as you can. And then turn into it. Holding for a 10 count. And then relax, rotate out of it. We'll turn and do the other side. So get set up for that other side now, the other direction. Again, sitting about 1 inch away. Avoid allowing your feet and legs to shift. Sitting up nice and tall, kind of lean towards the feet. We're going to turn away as far as you can for max rotation. And turn back into the block. Again, trying to keep your glutes down. And then relax out of it. And then turn as far as you can, then turn back into the block, holding it. Again, not allowing your legs to shift. Pushing that arm away, then relax, turn away, and relax. All right, we'll move to the floor, lying on your back. And so here, again, just like we did when we were lying face down, exploring how does it feel through your low back, through your mid back, especially as gravity's pushing everything down and you've got the body weight being fully supported by the floor, the nice stable floor. We're going to bring your arms down along your sides. You're going to bring your feet and about hip width apart so they're not touching. We're going to lift up, lift your hips high to the sky, squeeze through your glutes. And we're going to lower back down. We'll do that once again, pushing through the heels. Lift, trying to push your front of your thighs up towards the ceiling, squeezing your glutes. And then down. Now we're going to bring your feet and legs together. We're going to lift up and hold. You can keep both feet down. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you can extend one leg, keep those thighs side by side. If you've got the leg extended, bring that foot back down. Now everyone's lowering the hips. We're lifting once again. It's okay to keep both feet down. If you want more of a challenge for the core, you can extend one leg out. Bring that foot down, lower the hips. All right, we're going to move to side lying. And so when we move to side lying, we want to make sure that your knees and hips are stacked and aligned with our hips and shoulder. Our shoulders are aligned with our hips and knees. Take that top leg, extend out. Trying to stay tall through the chest. We also want to make sure that the forearm and elbow are closer to your hips and underneath your shoulder, not starting away. It's easy to put your shoulder in a compromising position. And we're going to lift up and hold. Top shoulder, depress, get away from that ear. If you want additional challenge, extend and lift that top leg. Down, lower the hip. Here we go, lift up once again. Holding it nice and steady. And down. Okay, we'll switch to the other side. Again, we want to stack and align everything. We're going to move your hips forward. Extend the top leg. We're going to lift up. If you want, lift that top leg. Bring your hips forward and up towards the ceiling. Depress that top arm. Down. Lift and hold. Down. All right, now we're going to move back to lying on your back for our spinal flexion, where we use the weight of the leg to allow us to create a stronger contraction for the core. So we're going to have your arms across your chest. The active leg that we're going to lift, we're going to take that arm out to the side. The leg that we're going to lift, we're going to let that leg rotate, toes and knee out. You're going to allow your legs to bend, but you really want to try to keep it, knee that you're lifting is going to be slightly bent. But we're trying to take the inside part of the foot and knee towards the ceiling. Take it high. It'll make your leg get tight. Then it drives your pelvis up off the floor. Keep your chin down, tightening up through your core. And relax. So again, we're using the weight of the leg to allow your core to create a stronger contraction. We'll do that once again. Leg rotate out, lift. Holding it nice and tight. Trying to lift that inside part of the ankle high to the sky towards your head, and then relax out of it. We're going to switch to the other side. And so now you take the other arm out to the side. You let that foot and ankle rotate out, toes and knee out to the side. We lift that foot high to the sky. Just till it gets tight. Keep your chin tucked. And relax. Do that once again. Toes and knee rotated out. Lift that foot high to the sky. And lift and then hold it. And relax. All right, now we're going to do our one that we regularly start with, which is our active L sit. So here we want to have a chair that we're sitting in front of about 6 to 8 inches. So we can lean back against it, and it opens up our hips. And then we can actively hip flex, lifting our core back up, which is shortening that, making it more of an L. We can lean back, opening that space, to then back forward. Do that a couple times, feeling what does it feel like into the hips and core. What are the legs attempting to do? Now we're going to hold the back. Here we're going to practice the slouch and then extending up over the chair. Trying to arch your back, allow the head to go with the shoulders, and then relax, slouch back down, dropping the head, extend back up. And then we're going to do a couple of those in this more upright position where we're going to slouch and then extend up, slouch, going slow between these extremes, extend, and back down. Now we're going to lean back, we're going to extend your spine. With your spine extended, we're going to lift one leg up at a time, keeping that knee nice and straight, putting tension in the front of the thigh, paying attention to what position the foot and toes are, the ankle. Drop that leg down, relax. We're going to extend up once again. Now we're going to do the same leg but change the foot position. Staying tall through the spine, it gets easy to collapse. Keep the quads tight. And relax. Drop it down. We're going to extend. Do the other leg. Again, keeping the quads tight. Stay tall through the chest and spine. Relax, collapse. Lift. Lift the leg with the toes pointed. Breathe into it. Hold the position but not your breath, and then relax. Now we're going to keep your feet down. We're going to lift up off the chair but just hover. So we're not going to lift up all the way. So we're going to extend. We're going to lift off just a little bit. Now we're not sitting up all the way like we were earlier. So we're putting more pressure right through here, and then relax, back down, extend, and then lift up off the chair. And relax. All right, so now we're going to move into our shoulder exercises. We're going to first do 3 exercises lying on your back face up, and then we'll move to our face down. Now with these face up, it's up to you if you want to have your legs extended or legs bent. Legs bent is just going to help your back stay more flat and will often put less strain into your low back. It also requires less control of your legs, because when your legs are bent, it's less likely that your knees go out to the side, but when your legs are out straight, they more naturally want to rotate through the hips. So just things to be aware of. We're going to do these exercises one at a time, and the first one we're going to do is elbow extension. And so with this, we're going to change the position of the shoulder, which we're doing kind of more of a neutral to an internal rotation. And what we're doing is when we have it more neutral, the elbow bends, the hand goes to the same shoulder, and then we extend and then rotate the arm across, and the arm will go across to the other shoulder. So it's going across, I extend my arm, rotate my shoulder, brings down to the same side, shoulder, up, rotate across, that hand goes across the body. Any positions creating more tightness into that shoulder. Then we'll switch to the other side. Again, we bend the elbow so that hand goes to the same side shoulder, rotate. We bend the elbow, hand goes to the opposite side shoulder, extend. We're getting that nice rotation. Again, we're checking how does it feel when this side tightens or the other side stretches. One more each position. All right, go ahead and relax out of it. And so then that gives you a chance to see this tension on this front side, which we're going to do a little bit more with this. I guess I should stay at this angle. With this karate chop, what we're doing is bringing the non-active, well, both sides are going to be active, but the palm that is flat, we want across the shoulder as opposed to the arms meeting across the body. We want to be on the outside of the body. The arm that is straight is trying to go across. We bring this flat hand palm to your bicep, and they're fighting with each other, pushing in opposite directions. And then relax. When I relax, I like to let that hand and elbow come down to the floor, resting on the back of the arm with the elbow bent, and then press back up. Run into that block using that hand. And relax. Now we'll go to the other side. Again, we set up the block on the outside of the body. We bring that hand and arm up, makes contact. Relax, letting that elbow go out to the side. Up and press. Pushing across each other, you can feel it on the front side, and relax, creating a stronger contraction across the front part of your chest. Now we're going to do an arm uplifter. So here what we're going to do is palms open, the back of the hand is touching the floor, thumb is out to the side. We're going to do, again, still one at a time. Keep that chin tucked a little bit. We're going to lift the hand and arm, keeping that palm flat as if you're holding a plate. You can feel the tension across the front of the arm, a slight amount across the front of the shoulder, and then back down. I feel stuff through my elbow, even around the outside part. Let that hand relax to the floor, and then we're going to lift it up once again. And again, we're not lifting it very high or vertical into the sky, because then we don't have the weight of the arm to challenge these muscles. So again, it is trying to keep this hand relatively parallel to the floor, palm open, then relax. Okay, we'll switch to the other side. Extend that arm out, palm open, thumb out, lift the arm. Again, as if you're holding a plate or a tray. Down. And again, lift up. Reach the fingertips away, helping that shoulder be in a more depressed position. And relax. All right, now we're going to move to face down exercises for our shoulder. And the first one we're going to do is going to be palm down, lifting the hand up. Again, one at a time. And then what we do is we take the opposite hand, place the hand down, and place the forehead on the back of that hand. Again, paying attention to the foot and ankle position when you're face down. This time I'm going to allow the pressure to push through the tops of my feet. Then we're going to lift one arm up at a time. Keep your chin tucked. Keep the hand and arm depressed. And then relax. And then lift up once again. As you lift, are you aware of what your torso and shoulders are doing? Do you feel like they stay pretty even with allowing the one arm to lift? How do the thighs feel? And then relax. Drop that arm back down. We'll switch which hand is underneath your head and which arm we're lifting. Again, the arm is along your side, palm down, thumb out. Lift the hand high, keep your chin tucked. It's easy to let that head just extend a little bit. Keep that hand depressed, arm depressed. And then relax. And again, lift up and hold. And relax. Alright, now we're going to go back to this first arm. What I like to do is have it out here kind of like a T. I go thumb up to the ceiling, slide the hand towards my ear. Then it starts to get tight. First area it gets tight, I'm not trying to stretch it. I just end right there, which now I'm up in this kind of V or Y position. I'm going to lift the hand up, keeping that thumb up towards the ceiling, elbow extended. Lifting the hand and arm as high as you can without forcing it. Then relax. And again, lift up. Here we're hitting your low and mid traps. Helping your triceps. You're stretching the front of your chest, helping your neck out, and relax. Here we'll go to the other side. So start kind of this T position, thumb up towards the ceiling. Slide that hand and arm across the floor to that first sign and area of tightness. And then work from there. We'll lift that hand high to the sky. Keep your chin tucked, elbow extended. And relax. And that arm relaxed completely. We're going to do one more. Lift up and hold. Keeping that chin down. Keeping it tucked. And relax. Alright. Are your feet and ankles okay with the position that you have them in? Do you need to make any changes? Paying attention to how your body's feeling. From here we're going to do our reach and a press. So we're going to take the hand and elbow out to the side, elbow bent. We're going to lift it up. The arm, we're going to reach up overhead, trying to get your upper arm as close to your ear as possible with the hand still up off the floor. Then we're going to take the hand and elbow out wide, circling back down, pointing your elbow towards your mid-back, low back, and glutes. You're still holding that depression, keeping that hand up off the floor. Don't let it rotate back down. And then we're going to reach back up and around, circling that hand and elbow out away from the body. Extend the arm, trying to get close to your head. Now we are up overhead, keeping that arm elevated. A nice stretch. And then we're back, bringing that hand and elbow out wide, circling back down, holding this depression. And relax. Again, scanning how does it feel throughout your neck and head area. So we'll do the other side, reach and depress. So we have forehead underneath, or forehead on the back of our hand, elbow out to the side with the elbow bent 90. We extend the arm, we lift up, extend the fingertips, get that arm, upper arm close to your ear, then bring it out and around, hand and elbow away from the body, circling around and hold this depression. Hold the position but not your breath, keep breathing. And we're going to let that hand and elbow circle out wide, reaching up overhead. Keeping it up off the floor, it's easy to let it touch. Just remind yourself, can you go up any higher? Then we're going to take that hand and elbow out wide, circling back down, holding the depression. Keep that chin tucked, it's easy to let it start extending. What your pelvis doing is one side rotating a little more. And relax. Alright, maybe grab some water.